Hello Virgo, Virgo rising and Virgo moon people. This is your weekly astrological and card horoscope for the week starting June 12th, 2017. And a quick announcement for everyone out there. A lot of folks have been asking, when am I going to be doing a tarot home study course, something you can keep, something that you can work through on your own time and at your own pace? It's coming actually. It'll be out July 1st. And I'm currently doing a pre-order special on my website, integrativemysticism.com. If you'd like to go and get a pre-order, you can actually get this at a discount. It's over 3 hours of training, of discussion, of classwork, as in video form, as well as lots of extra documents, lots of extra paperwork for your studying and all that kind of good stuff. So that's already coming out. Again, the pre-order special is going on now. The download will be available on July 1st, and so if you're interested in getting ready for that, or reserving yourself a discounted copy you can come back and download later, you can always go to my website, integrativemysticism.com. So what is going on, Virgo, when it comes to your astrology this week? Well, on Tuesday, we've got Mercury, planet of communications, currently moving through your 10th house of career. And it's going to be forming a square on Tuesday with Neptune, currently in your 7th house of one-on-one relationships, your closest partnerships, your closest one-on-one relationships, your best friend, BFF, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, business partner, roommate, all those kinds of things. And when Mercury forms a square from the 10th house to this area, we tend to see a situation where there may be something that really becomes very advantageous to us financially, that may distance us in some way from somebody close to us. Sometimes the jealousy happens, sometimes insecurity happens. This may be a situation in a business partnership where you are noticing that things are going better for you than him or her, and while there may not be building up, maybe something as tense as resentment between the two of you, it could be causing some problems in this person's performance. You may be actually given an opportunity as well to make a lot of money or again boost your career very quickly, but it may come between you and somebody close to you for a short while. And that person's reaction to this may be a bit too personal, so make sure that we don't let any misconceptions flourish in this environment. On Wednesday, we've got the Sun in the 10th house of career, forming an opposition to Saturn, currently retrograde, in your 4th house of home and family. And whenever the Sun opposes Saturn retrograde from this area, we are seeing something that works out for you, but it talks about overturning an obligation or a problem that is not really your problem. And in this situation, it has to do with a family obligation that is not really your obligation, okay? And it may actually be competing with your own family, okay? If it's an issue with your parents, competing with how you run things at home, an issue with your siblings that competes with your business, an issue with your, with a relative that, is kind of pulling time aside from the time you spend with your kids and things like that. There's a weird competitive issue going on Wednesday that really needs to be ironed out, because a relative may be asking for way more sacrifices than they really do deserve, and it's okay to resist that. It's okay to put this back into proper proportion. So what is going on with your cards then this week? Well, for your spiritual advice, we've got the card of, this card, we've got this before, Virgos. It's called Volva, okay? V-O-L-V-A. That's how you pronounce the damn word. I know it's funny. Ha ha. Anyway, moving on. Before I start blushing. This card talks a lot about a shift in, I guess you could say, something coming true. A prophecy coming true. Or something that was predicted that you didn't think was possible actually becoming possible for you. And when we see this card, it's usually a really good thing. It's usually a gift that we didn't expect to ever have happen. An opportunity that we never thought would manifest in a good way. There's all kinds of things kind of coming to light this week with this card that's basically saying, maybe you heard at some point in time if so-and-so ever did something, there'd be a cut in it for you. Or, at some point if you keep something up, something's going to shift. And maybe we've walked away from it, maybe we abandoned it, maybe we kind of let it be. We do have free will, like it or not, so sometimes we can kind of even seem to abandon some of even the good news that we get just by that free will. But with the vulva card, what tends to happen is that we notice that it's still being put on the table. And some kind of long-standing future prediction or prophecy, whether it be spiritual, financial, romantic, or a promise, is being kept this week, but it is happening in your favor. But it will catch you off guard because even you had your doubts. For your Earth sector, when it comes to work and finances, we've got the King of Wands reversed. And this card's kind of interesting, because usually with the King of Wands reversed, we tend to see a situation where we're not necessarily feeling like somebody's taking us as seriously as they should. Now, this could be a work situation, maybe somebody that's hiring us, for those of you who are looking for a new job, or possibly, a business partner or a client or even a VIP customer who, with the King of Wands reversed, seems to know how to use their money. We're getting a lot of benefits from him. This is definitely paying out, but again, it's almost feeling like it's sucking the soul out of the transaction. The King of Wands reversed can often show up where the shallow, the superficial, the waste of time, while compensated, is starting to drain us of other resources, intangible resources, our energy, for instance. And the King of Wands reversed is kind of saying, pay attention to where sometimes it's just not worth it, Virgo. Okay, it's just not worth it to be unhappy. What's the point in doing all of this if it's just for, if it is just for the money, that's great, that's fine, but you don't want to hate your job over it. The King of Wands reversed can often show up as a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, or a Sagittarius, and again, sometimes this person, uses a lot of their gifts as a way to maintain control. And they're taking up a lot of time. They may be taking up a lot of time away from people who truly deserve your time. They know how to compensate you for it. But could that be manipulation? The answer is yes. For your communications with air when it comes to your friends, your relatives, the others in your life, we've got the Eight of Wands upright. And it looks like travel opportunities may be in the cards for a lot of the Virgo people. And this may be something that kind of comes out of the blue, comes out of nowhere. There could be news of an opportunity to meet up with some people, or catch up, or even join a vacation or a holiday opportunity that, you didn't think anyone was actually planning, but here you go. The Eight of Wands upright can also indicate a flurry of fast information coming from a friend or a relative that is basically trying to catch up for a lot of lost time with you, or perhaps trying to push a plan that the two of you considered to be only a fantasy into motion very, very quickly. Either way, the Eight of Wands upright usually is always, again, for the best. Just, again, be prepared. There's going to be a tug of war over your schedule between this and that King of Wands reversed. For your challenge this week with fire, we do have the Hierophant card upright. Sticking by your own rules might be a challenge this week. Sticking by the rules that you've established for your time, your space, your boundaries, and your business, whatever it is. Sometimes people try and push us away from our availability. Some people really want to test our boundaries to see what they can haggle. If you own your own business, you know what it's like to have people, start sending you messages before you even wake up in the morning. Sometimes that happens. Virgo, with the Hierophant card upright, you may even be, at a challenge to compromise your own morals, your own ethics, because somebody close to you is asking you to do that. But the Hierophant card upright is basically saying it's not about sticking to conventional, or traditional rules and pressures and things like that. I think that this week I'm really getting an impression that are you staying true to your own rules and the boundaries that you set for yourself? Because sometimes if we set a precedent that says, these are just suggestions, they're not rules on how to treat me, people won't follow them. And you need to know how to change that. For your emotions with water and your romantic life, we do have the Five of Wands upright. Very interesting card for a lot of you single Virgos, because the Five of Wands can indicate a situation where there's more than one person that we should not try to whittle down this week. In fact, the Five of Wands upright can indicate a situation where we have a lot of opportunities for love coming from people that are not all bringing their whole self to the, to that first impression, to that first date. And not everyone does. I mean, that's why it's like they say, don't try and whittle it down to become serious within the first couple of months, because you're not ever going to see the entirety of a person, on dates 1 and 2 anyway. But the Five of Wands upright is kind of interesting, because you are seeing people that are really, really pushing to try and get into a relationship really quickly, but maybe only a couple of them, or maybe only one of them, has actually, let's just say, pure intentions for wanting to be in a relationship with you. So this week, again, entertain these ideas, but don't commit. For those of you who are currently coupled, you and your partner have got a very different kind of energy with the Five of Wands. It really goes back to what we were talking about with the astrology, with that Sun square Neptune. And I feel like your partner may be trying to compete with you this week in a lot of ways, because some people do. They compete for relevance, they compete to feel valid, they compete to feel, they compete to feel equal in the relationship. And sometimes, with the Five of Wands, we can accidentally start doing that too. Maybe maybe somebody's feeling self-conscious about, oh, the kids like you better, or you make more money than me, or you have more friends than me, and all of those kinds of things. Everyone is an adult in this situation. The only thing that anyone should feel ashamed for or self-conscious about is whether or not they're interested in being an adult in an adult relationship. But hi Rambo. Well, he's an adult, but I'll baby him forever, right? No, he's distractions. But basically, this week, when it comes to that competition, you got to pay attention to where the competition is coming from. Where is that competition, going to be more of a problem and getting more personal if we don't address this insecurity? Now, we can't baby people all the time like I baby this kitty, but we do need to be in a situation where our partner, or whoever this is, or maybe it's, again, one of our children who's starting to, compete for validity, maybe they're getting older, it's important to pay attention to where they are responsible for that. And everyone is responsible for their own sense of, self-actualization here. It can't come from beating or winning over somebody that they've already won over. Okay? So that is your horoscope, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And of course, if you ever want to get a session, you can always follow the links below, or go to integrativemysticism.com, where, again, you can get that pre-order on the Tarot Home Study course that's coming out in July. I'll talk to you later.